Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laura and I do book reviews. So in this video, I will be doing a review on the last book that I have read for the month of January, and that book is Zero Day by Gangsei. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. So to start this video off real quick, I rated this book a 3.5 star, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Quick overview of what the book is about. It's about a young girl who is by the name of Adele or Addie. And when she's 8 years old, her dad is a senator, and she is kidnapped at 8 from her home. And then it jumps forward after a couple chapters 8 years later to when she's about 16, and at this point, her dad went from senator to president, and he's been president for, I think, a couple years at this point. And they had given up hope in ever finding her, and she just showed up one day, and she claims that she ran away. Turns out that she was let go by the people who kidnapped her. She was, in essence, I guess you can say she was brainwashed, or was shown, I guess, shown the light on how the U.S. government, like the conspiracy that the U.S. government is a terrible entity. And so she becomes a part of a group called Cerberus, who tries to show the people of the country how bad the government has become. And turns out she has become really good at hacking, and she in essence goes undercover in her own family to try and get a program that her mom had developed but never went through in releasing it, because of the stance that Addie's father stood during his presidential campaign. And so the group that she was a part of, that she was kidnapped into, wanted this program to then release into the country, and it was a online internet program that showed how vulnerable the internet and all that was. And so she was tasked to get that from her parents and to return it to her captured father and her captured brother. But these people are not her real father and brother. They just, in a sense, became that to her because of how like the group worked and everything. Turns out she realizes maybe it's not the best thing that she agreed to this. And then so I'm gonna kind of leave at that so I don't spoil too much more of the book. But I will say I did realize pretty early on, just I think within, like, I know that like she was captured and then released within, like, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 chapters, and then the author spent like maybe a chapter or two of like her, or a couple chapters of her kind of integrating into her life again and all that. But I will say I did pretty much guess that she was, I guess, a double agent, you can say, pretty much right away. Just from a couple, I think I realized it like within a conversation or two. And I don't know if that was intentional writing, or if it was just me picking up on things, but I was kind of confused as to why I was able to pick up on it so early. But I guess it's just, I'm gonna assume that it was written that way to be picked up on early on. And so it is obvious that she is very good at hacking right away, right when she gets back. And at first, I was really kind of confused as to how she got so good at hacking, because there are times throughout the book where it does give us like a glimpse into her life as she was captured and those years. And so at first it did show that she was kept locked away in a room all by herself. And so I was kind of confused as to why, like, how, or I guess how she got so good at hacking, because I was like, oh, she was kept away and alone from everyone else. But as the book progressed, it showed that she was, after a while, allowed out in like the little circle of the people that she was with. It didn't outright say who taught her how to hack, so I wasn't sure if it was the adult guy who she was told to call father, or if, which his name is Carl, or if it was her, I guess, captured brother, Michael, who taught her. So I wasn't sure if one of them taught her or if there was someone else that they had in the group that taught her. So I was kind of confused as to how she got so good at it. And like, the book outright says that she got better in hacking than really either Carl or Michael. And so I'm still kind of like, I don't know. And then we also find out that she has a younger sister that she knew before she got captured. And then we find out that this sister, because of all the trauma of her sister being captured and everything, started having like issues with substances and stuff. And so she had been sent to rehab and was in rehab when Addie got back. And so it does deal with that some. And I really like how it writes how, yes, the kidnapping victim can be traumatized, but it's also like the family that deal with that, like, it's real life. So obviously I liked how it kind of played with the fact that everyone goes through this kind of trauma differently, and that some people do turn to substances, but that there is still hope in them recovering. And so we kind of see that a little bit throughout this book. And we also find out that her parents did have another daughter while Addie was gone. And so we kind of see that dynamic as well. And I liked how the author kind of tried to play that storyline as well. And we even find out within the last, like, I guess, not trying to give too much away, within the last like 30 pages or so, that Addie's father, who, like, her actual father, the one that has become president, is not her actual father. And we find that out because her dad accidentally gets shot at, and he is taken to the hospital. And then she finds her chart because she also was in the vicinity of the shooting. And so there's tests that are on her. So she finds out that she has a certain blood type, like the AB blood type. And supposedly, like, in this book, they play it off as, like, if you're AB blood type, both parents have to be A or B. And she knew that her dad was O type, blood type. And so she was like, what the heck? He's not my real father. What's going on? But then, literally, like, a couple paragraphs later, she says, she thinks of, oh, take me to the president. No, my father. And, like, it's emphasized, like, the word father is emphasized. So it's like, why is she, like, so, like, I guess she is so used to thinking of him as her father that, like, she doesn't believe it, that he's not her real father. So I did not like that she just so, like, flippantly was like, kind of dismisses the whole, like, blood type. And I didn't like how it was just like, it was just mentioned that he wasn't her father and just dismissed it. And that would have been kind of nice to, I guess, see unfold. But because it was within the last 30 pages or so, there wasn't a whole lot of room in exploring that. And so, like, I understand why it wasn't explored, but that would have been kind of fun to see play out a little bit. And there was another part where, I guess the one of the climaxes at the end of the book, they see a girl who looks like Addie, so they try, and throughout the book, Addie like slips away from the Secret Service to get information or the program to her. I guess you can say, like abduction dad. And so throughout this time, like she slipped away at the prom from the Secret Service to try and figure out a way to like do what her captured dad wanted her to do. And so Secret Service sees someone that looks like her from behind, so they go and catch her, but turns out it's not her, and they see the Cerberus's tattoo on the girl's back, and they're like, what the heck? Like, who are you? And then literally like a few pages later, they're like, okay, you're released, bye. But there's stuff that happens in between, but I don't want to spoil it again. But yeah, so there were definitely things in this book that I wish were expounded on, but at the same time, I understand why they weren't, because of the time crunch within the book. And so overall, I did like it. I think it will eventually be a reread for me, and I would recommend it if you kind of, I guess, in a lightly enjoyed the whole conspiracy aspect of books, or just the whole like conspiracy theory genre. Like, I enjoyed it, and so, and I'm not the biggest conspiracy person believer, and so I'm just like, like I could do without it, but I did enjoy it, and I do like the whole idea of maybe, but just as I find it interesting as a read. And so, but yeah, that was Zero Day by Jan Gangsei. And so I really liked it. Again, I gave it about a 3.5 star rating. And yeah, I hope y'all liked this video. If y'all did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see any future videos from me, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you've read this book, please comment down below what you thought about it. And I look forward to reading those comments. Until next time, guys. Bye.